There's one possible interpretation of the film Talk to Me. Obviously, the film is about peer pressure, irresponsible teens, distant parents, grief, and escapism. But there's a large ice meth problem in Australia, like the overprescription of pills and the opioid epidemic in America. Though I'd say the hallucinations or the gateways to see the deceased are close to meth and psychedelics rather than opioids. I think they're particularly tackling meth and ice because it's Australia and there's a huge issue. Obviously, it isn't your traditional trip movie, but drugs in a way can be seen as possessing people. Often people would talk about alcohol being algul or gin online, as in genies or spirits, and how a lot of drugs have witchcraft or stuff related to it. When I watched Talk to Me in the beginning, the friend's younger brother is about to smoke a cigarette, which is like a gateway drug like marijuana to heavier drugs, which in this case is possessing people. In the case of the film, the heavier drugs are the possession, hallucination stuff. They play it like a game, but like games and drug use, there's a ritual to the possession. Rituals like people snorting, injecting, and smoking drugs with pipes, needles, gear, anticipation rushes, doing it in certain places, with certain people, and rituals like in witchcraft. The symbolism is clever with drug use and witchcraft being forms of possession. It's pretty obvious metaphor or like symbolism. Also, they use social media and sharing videos of people possessed, aka intoxicated, to show dumb situations and humiliations like teenagers do on schoolies, for instance. Doing dumb shit like people do on alcohol, or kids, I don't know, like walking on balconies or like vomiting. It's a cautionary tale, but yeah, it's a basic reading of the film. There's plenty going on, but yeah, possessions and drug use are an overt reading of the film, like I said, and I'd argue ice and meth are perhaps at the forefront of the director's thinking. Even the main actress starts to go through psychosis and starts hearing and imagining perhaps false narratives, and ends up harming herself and others. She loses sense of reality and time, perhaps withdrawing, or she's going through withdrawal. It's a basic reading, but I think there is validity to it. I'd say that because they're Australian and they're from Adelaide, they're probably tackling meth. Obviously, it's an amalgamation of different types of drugs and peer pressure and stuff. But I think specifically ice and meth, perhaps being Australian, one of the issues that they're probably most thinking about as opposed to other types of drugs.